All right, here we have our sanded copper pipe and our sanded fitting. And again, the importance of sanding both of these is to remove any copper oxide, dirt, oil, debris, and also it increases the surface area of our fitting, giving our braze more area to adhere to, which in turn gives us a stronger leak-free joint. Now here I like to heat up the pipe and then move the torch down into the fitting, and then I'll start moving the torch around the fitting itself to get some heat in there until it starts to turn kind of a cherry red color, and at that point we'll apply the braze. Now the braze is going to go where the heat goes, so I can actually control where this braze is going to flow. And if you'll see, I'll be migrating the torch tip around the fitting, moving the braze into the joint. And then when I'm almost near completion, I like to go back around the circumference a little bit and put a fillet on it. And we'll be shutting off the torch, and then we're just going to let this air cool. Now for this particular test, I did not flow any nitrogen, just for the sole purpose of showing what happens when you don't flow nitrogen in a joint when you're brazing. Alright, so this joint has had time to cool, and you can see on the tip here this little flaky residue, and it's actually all around the outside of the fitting where we were applying our heat. That's called cupric oxide, and that happens when you don't flow nitrogen. And what you're seeing on the outside of the pipe is exactly what's going to be on the inside of the pipe. And this kind of has a very detrimental effect to the operation of the air conditioning system. When the R410A refrigerant starts flowing through the system and mixing with the oil, it has a very scrubbing effect on the interior of the copper pipe, and it picks up all that debris and it migrates it through the system. And what that can do is plug your capillary tubes, your expansion valves, your pilot tubes, and your reversing valves on a heat pump. So you can see it's really, really important to make sure that nitrogen gets flowed anytime you're going to do some brazing. Here you can see the braze on the fitting, and that black mark or black area on the fitting is indicative as to how far the braze has flown into the joint. And you can see on this one we have a very strong leak-free fitting. And here's the same fitting. I just tapped it on a piece of wood just to knock the debris out of it. And here's cross-sectional area of two pieces of pipe, one with no nitrogen flowed in it and one with nitrogen. And here's just a little fun fact about acetylene. At the turn of the 20th century, buses, motorcycles, and automobiles used acetylene to power their headlights, and the B tank stood for bus and the MC stood for motorcycle.